Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, students. So actually, once again, very good evening, everyone. Only three people: Srinidhi, Vishwanath, and Pandit Kavaleshan. Actually, Vishwanath today joined newly. What I will do? So I have to cover both people. So what is my plan of now? Motion in straight line or motion in plane. Some what do you say? Unseen concepts I will explain. So I can cover both of this. Okay, clear? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Vishwanath, so next week onwards, you are alone. Weekend is not possible. Na? You do one thing, weekday you come. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5:15 to 8:30, right? Then you will get a numerical session also, Saturday, Sunday. Clear? Huh? If more weekend students are coming means, we'll separate weekend batch also. Are you understanding? Huh? So that will be, you will be benefited. We are not thinking a commercial way. Understood? Huh? You decide. Online also you can attend 15 minutes. If you coming late also, you can watch the recording session also throughout the year. Understood? Huh? You want last year recordings also for your additional reference, we'll give that also. Understood? Okay, like that. Okay, friends. So some throughout a weekday, some uncovered concepts, some basics we'll describe right now. For example, this is one surface of the ground. Is any surface of the ground, and one object is projected with some initial velocity u1 meters per second and with an angle of projection theta 1, just like any gun shot at a bullet. This is another bullet fired from a gun with an velocity of projection u2 meters per second. Let's say the angle of projection is theta 2. Definitely, actually depends on the velocity, depends on the angles of projection. They may collide, they may not collide. But here we have one situation, compulsory should be collided. So if you see their trajectories like this, let's say they are collided at the position point P. Let's say the separation between the two projectiles are some x meter. Here we have some situation, we have some questions will be arising in our mind. First question, if they fired simultaneously, after what time they will be colliding each other? That is the first question. Will be arising or not? We have to calculate or not. And second question, at what height they will collide? At what height they will crash or they will collide? And one more doubt also will be arising in your mind, from first projectile, at what distance collision taking place? I mean, x1 value also we have to find. Clear?
Yes, sir.
I hope you understood the situation nicely. Okay. 2 minutes I am giving you time. You just think about it, how to fix up.
How to find T?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Do we need to use that projectile motion?
Yes. I will do this. Okay. You just watch, and similar task I will give. You have to do. Right.
Yes, sir.
Now I will use only Y frame. Which frame?
Y frame.
Y frame. So in the Y-axis frame is concerned, completely you have to forget X-axis. So these projectiles are only vertical projectile. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what is the vertical velocity of this first projectile? What is the horizontal velocity here? U1
Cos theta.
cosine of theta 1.
U1
What is
sin
the
theta.
velocity of y-axis? U1
U1 sin theta.
sine of theta 1. Similarly, what is the initial velocity of U2 along y-axis?
U2 sin theta.
You have to give importance for sign also. In physics, you should respect sign more than magnitude. So plus U2 sine of theta 2. What is this?
Minus U2.
Shabash. Minus U2 cosine of theta 2. Understood? Compulsory plus and minus, you should give utmost importance. Okay, right? Now, by using Y frame, when they are meeting at point P, is there any relative motion? Now you should forget x-axis I said. Means first projectile I projected with what speed? U1 sin theta 1. Second one also I projected with the vertical upside U2 sin theta 2. Somewhere they are meeting at point P. Means is there any relative displacement? It reached the point P and it also reached point P. Na?
Yes, sir.
Is there any relative displacement?
No, sir.
No. They're at the same position. Na?
Yes, sir.
They met now.
Yes, sir.
So there is no relative displacement. Here I got one very important clue. Displacement of first projectile with respect to the second projectile, 0 I will write with your permission. If you convince only.
Yes, sir.
I can write confidently.
Yes, sir.
And acceleration of the one with respect to second one, how much? Shall I write A1 minus A2?
Ah, yes, sir.
Vishwanath, I think if you don't know, just remember. When time comes, I will explain elaboratedly. Okay, this is the acceleration of the first projectile with respect to second projectile. That is the relative motion equation A1 minus A2. Both projectiles are in the air only, na? Understood. So it will experience one and only one force, that is gravitational force. One and only one acceleration due to gravity only.
Yes, sir.
So shall I write with your permission A1 equal to minus G? Convinced?
Yes, sir.
Why I put minus?
Sir, against gravity.
Against gravity, or I'm using Cartesian sign convention only. Negative y-axis is acting. Na? Very simple. Against gravity in some concepts is very difficult to apply. You feel trouble. Understood? That's what follow the Cartesian system only. I am going to use Cartesian system. In our material also Cartesian system. So you also follow Cartesian system. Understood? Okay. So A1 equal to how much? minus g. A2 equal to how much?
Same minus g.
Same minus g. Earth is not upside, no? For both projectiles, Earth is downside, it's pulling downside only, na? So minus g and minus g. So substitute here, what do you get? Minus g, minus of minus g, 0. So I mean, they are not accelerating in the y frame, in the relative frame. Where we are actually, we are in second projectile. We are not on ground right now. Understood? Don't feel, sir, how we will be inside the bullet. So we are learning physics. You are an observer. You are not a student. You have to visualize anything. Are understanding? Okay. Imagination is the mother of acquisition of knowledge. Understood? You have to imagine inside the ocean, in the space, inside the electron, inside the nucleus, anywhere you have to visualize. It's a free of cost only. Na? Understood? You have to visualize in pole. For going pole, you have to pay lakhs of rupees. But in visualization, it's free of cost only. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the acceleration of the first projectile with respect to second projectile?
0.
0. Where we are all are inside? Second projectile only. Our total classroom inside the second bullet only. Understood?
Yes, sir.
What is the initial velocity of the first object with respect to second bullet? U1 minus U2 only, na?
Yes, sir.
What is U1 value? Plus U1 sin theta 1. Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Minus what is the velocity of the initial velocity of the second projectile? Plus U2 sin of theta 2.
Yes, sir.
We want to find time taken only, na?
Yes, sir.
Time of meeting. Which concept I can use here? S equal to ut plus half at square, equation of motion. Substitute S value how much? 0. Relative displacement 0 only, na? What is relative initial velocity? U1
U1 minus
sin theta 1 minus U2 sin theta 2 into t. This acceleration is completely 0, na? So this term also 0. So very, I mean, this one value how much? So acceleration equal to 0. So time taken also, if you send this side, what will happen? U1 sin theta 1 equal to how much? Compulsory U2 sin theta 2. Anyway, as you don't know the time of flight,
Yes, sir.
as you don't know time of flight, it is a question mark only. Time I will send that side. So here we got one condition, very important condition. To meet at certain height, their initial vertical component should be same, na?
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, this is 10 meter per second means this should be also
10 meter.
10 meter per second. Then only they will meet. If this is 5 meter per second, if this is 10 meter per second, they will never meet. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That condition we found. Now,
And initial velocity should be same.
initial
Velocity should be same, sir.
compulsory initial velocity should be same.
Then the angle, sir. Angle time
Initial velocity means u1 sin theta 1 must be equal to u2 sin theta 2. There is no rule that theta 1 should be equal to theta 2. There is no such rule. If u1 changes means theta also changes. Okay, like that. Okay, so that is a first concept you have to remember compulsory. This is called meeting condition in the air. Meeting condition in the air compulsory. Okay. Now here we have one question. What time after they will meet? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So what is the velocity? If you are in the second frame, relative displacement is 0 and relative acceleration also 0. Only initial relative velocity is only there. Correct or not?
Yes, sir. U2 minus U1.
Then, for suppose I will assume they are meeting at a position, how many meters?
Y meter.
Y meters I will assume. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, we'll leave the Y frame. What we will do?
Leave
I will leave the Y frame. Why? Because Here we raised some questions, not time of flight.
Yes,
Understood?
yes, sir.
I will leave the Y frame now. In which frame we will move?
X frame.
In X frame we will move. I mean, the two bullets are in which motion only? The two
Projectile.
bullets are in the horizontal motion only right now.
Yes.
We completely neglected the vertical motion. Na? Now tell me what is the initial velocity of the first bullet? Plus u1
Cos theta.
cosine theta 1 is the first bullet, and second bullet is what?
Plus u2 cos.
Think and tell, right? Minus u2
Yes, sir.
cosine theta 2. What is the distance between them? X meter, na?
Yes, sir.
And we are not on the ground. We are called observer. Who are solving this problem? Me and you. We are called, we have a very important role in physics, observer. But to solve this problem, we should not be on the ground. We should be inside two. Where are? We should inside two. If you are inside two, if you are inside bullet, will you tell bullet 2 is moving? You are inside car. Will you tell car is moving with your body?
No, sir.
Listen my question carefully. With respect to you, car is moving.
No, sir.
Rest na?
Rest on this.
You are inside the car.
Yes.
We are inside this room. We will tell this building is rest only. No, we are in space. What do you say? No, building is moving in the elliptical orbit. Earth is also moving, na?
Sir.
Understood or not? Purinjicha?
Yes, sir.
Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So, if you are inside 2, what is the velocity of that 2? 0.
Okay, sir.
If you are inside 2, velocity is
Yeah,
2. So, 1 only coming to you, na?
Yes, sir.
You met 1. You met 1 means 1 only came to you. 1 only came to you and collided with you.
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding my statement?
Yes, sir.
Correct or not? So two ways you have to think with respect to ground, with respect to bullet. Correct or not?
Yes,
So
sir.
shall I write one statement? Displacement of the first bullet with respect to the second bullet, how much I have to write? Tell me.
Sir, u1 cos theta.
You only told we are all are inside second bullet. You only told first bullet only came X meter
Yes, sir.
and it met.
Second bullet velocity is 0.
Then first bullet only coming towards second bullet, na?
Yes, sir.
Understood or not
Yes,
understand?
sir.
So how much I have to write? Plus X, na? Plus X, right?
Yes, sir.
First bullet only coming towards and colliding. It only covered X meter, na, in relative
Yes, sir.
frame.
So
Plus X. Understood our concept? Clear?
positive.
So we have to find the time taken. Put question mark. What is the acceleration of the first bullet with respect to second bullet? A1 minus A2 only, na?
Yes, sir.
But along x-axis, is there any force?
No, sir.
No force. So no force means no acceleration. 0 minus 0, 0.
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
What is the initial velocity of the first bullet with respect to second bullet? U1 minus U2 only, na? U1 value how much?
u1 value u1 cos theta, sir.
U1
u1 cos theta 1
cosine theta 1 minus
0.
U2. This is initial velocity of the second bullet with respect to ground. See here, if I write U2 means second term my left empty means we are on the ground. We are on the ground means it has velocity minus U2 cosine theta 2. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So what I should write? Minus U2 cosine theta 2. So what is the initial velocity of the first bullet with respect to second bullet? U1 cosine theta 1 plus U2 cosine theta 2. Now you people tell me which concept I have to apply. S equal to ut plus half at square only, na?
Yes, sir. Acceleration 0.
Correct? So S value how much? X and U value how much? U1 cosine of theta 1 plus U2 cosine of theta 2 into time of meeting. Anyway, second term will be 0. So at what time after they will meet? X by U1 cosine of theta 1 plus U2 cosine of theta 2 is the time of meeting for this answer. Question. Clear?
Yes, sir.
But we can directly do X-frame.
Directly I can do X-frame. This is a meeting condition. Also you have to remember. To meet in the air, compulsory their initial vertical velocity should be same. Understand? Then second question you can easily find now. What height they will collide? You take first projectile, but you find its vertical displacement after t seconds. That is only height traveled by the first projectile. No?
Yes, sir.
So at what height they will collide? Tell me. Height is nothing but I will take first projectile only. Which frame I have to select? Height means Y frame I have to select or X frame? Very good. Only Y frame. And ground frame I will select. Here I don't need to be inside the second bullet or inside the first bullet. There is no compulsion. Now we are on the ground only. So what is the initial velocity of the first bullet along y-axis? Plus u1 sine theta 1.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Acceleration minus g, or time taken to reach that point p, x by u1 cosine of theta 1 plus u2 cosine of theta 2, and displacement you have to put question mark. Which is the equation? Tell me. S equal to ut plus half at square. S equal to nothing but plus h only, na? Vertical displacement.
Yes, sir.
Put a u value.
U1 sin
u1
sin theta.
sin theta 1
T
and into x by how much?
U1
cosine theta 1 plus
U2 cosine.
u2 cosine of theta 2 plus half into a value how much? Minus g into t value how much? X by u1 cosine theta 1 plus u2 cosine of theta 2 and whole power 2. This is the height reached by that, I mean, where they are meeting.
Yes, sir.
This is the, I think, very complicated it seems. Why? Because alphabets I used. Na? Now I will give real numbers, real problem I will give. You people nicely have to solve. Okay? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Online students once say hello.
Sir.
Okay. You understood all this concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think definitely you are highly confident when such problem comes, definitely you will fix. So one task I will give, you have to do it. Clear? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Now this is a ground. What is this?
No.
Ground. This thing I projected with some 10 meters per second.
Yes, sir.
This second bullet I am projecting with also 10 meters per second. It is 60 degree and it is 30 degree. And the distance between them, I have to frame. Give me some time. 100. One meter only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my first question, everybody use a calculator also. Why? Because my own I created this problem. You have compulsory, you need one calculator. My first question, what time they after they will meet in the air? My second question, what is the y value? I mean, above what height they will collide? And from the first projectile, at what distance they will meet?
0.1 second.
Ah, finished, huh? 0.1 second, huh?
Yes, sir.
Pandikabilesh answer. Any
With that formula only used.
not formula. You cannot memorize that much big formula in your exam. Conceptual only you have to do. If you memorize, it's well and good. But we cannot assure always this kind of situations will come. Sometimes one projectile, one bullet is shot from building. What will you do? Understood, huh? Like that.
Can we take the GS 10, sir?
10 only you should take. The question, unless he mentioned 9.8, you should take 10 only. He mentioned specifically 9.8. If the options are in decimal, then only you should take 9.8. Depends on the situation, we have to take the values. Any supporters for the first question? You know, direct formula. Time here I am using formula. What is time of meeting? X by
U1
u1 cosine of theta 1 plus
Plus
u2
U2.
cosine of theta 2. No,
Height I am getting 10 root 2 minus 1 by 2.
height you are getting 10
Root 2 minus
minus
10 root 3, sir. 10 root 3 minus 1 by 2.
minus 1 by 20. Yeah,
Whole divided.
whole divided by 20. Yeah, okay. Put x value 1 meter and 10 cosine of 60 and plus 10 cosine of 30. 10 cosine 60 means how much
5.
time? 5 plus
5.
10 cosine 30 value how much? 10 into root 3 by 2. 5 root 3, na? So 1 divided by 5 plus 5 root 3 is your answer. These many seconds it will take, right? Most of the students will do calculation
Sir,
mistake
with
only.
concept, sir. With concept.
Concept also same thing will get, no? Same as it is.
Yes, sir.
But a vertical displacement, I mean, at what height after they will meet? Will take first projectile only. Will take Y frame only. But initial velocity along Y axis plus 10 sine 60. But acceleration along Y axis minus 10. Vertical displacement Y, I have to put question mark. But a time taken, time of meeting 1 by 5 plus 5 root 3 seconds. So S equal to how much? Ut plus half at square. So substitute this. 10 sine 60 means what? 10 root 3 by 2. Means 5 root 3 only, na?
There it is 1/2, sir.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, if you won't get answer, first check the calculation only. Calculation substitution only, most of the good students also will do the mistakes. Okay. In that no doubt. Why? Because I will also do the mistake there only. Half a value how much? Minus 10 into 1 by 5 plus 5 root 3. Because psychologically, concept application, till concept application, your mind will be very serious. Very, very serious. Once calculation part is coming, na, naturally it will go somewhat lethargic. Understood? That too, if examination tension also, anxiety also additional means your brain cannot calculate properly. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Here 5 cancels out, so root 3 by 1 plus root 3 and minus 5 into 1 by 5 plus 5 root 3 whole power 2. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Today, Ramanavami, you know? No, Ramanavami, don't know. Okay, this is a vertical displacement. Huh?
Ramjan, sir.
Ramanavami,
Oh, Ramanavami, yes, sir.
Sri Ramanavami.
Yes, sir.
Marriage day, I think. Marriage
sir,
day
marriage
of
day.
Rama and Sita.
Sir.
This height they are meeting.
And here
Understand? Anyway, I created the problem, na? Definitely you won't get accurate answer. But in real IIT, you will get, he will give the values with the accurate hand calculation results you will get. Okay, easily. Yeah, sure. When it will be over a period? Any idea? Over already. You also take break. Everyone take break, students.